Monday morning to all of you rocking parents out there. This is Sunainaathena, Youth and Family Life Coach from Athena Life Coaching. Today I'm really excited because I'm answering a question from a mom all the way in Switzerland. She writes in to ask, how do I help my son who loves maths, English and the sciences but is struggling with geography and history and is not passionate about those two subjects at all, and because of those subjects his grades are dropping? How do I help him? Well, the 5 strategies for today are: the first one is help him to set himself a long-term goal and to become really passionate and own it. So he being in grade 9, he would have an idea about the kind of subjects he plans to take, or an idea of what he might be wanting to do and which university he might want to study going forward. So if you get him to look into the long term, into that goal of his, then getting over history and geography is just a small hurdle to achieve that long-term vision of his. So the second point is link the subjects that he doesn't like with the subjects that he's passionate about, and to draw up how they can help each other. So for example, history and geography are subjects that lend themselves. There are a lot of numbers in history, the timings of the events, the number of times the event has occurred. In geography, there's longitude and latitudes. So there's a lot of numbers out there. Plus, these two subjects lend themselves to a lot of subjective type answers. So there's a lot of English involved. Plus, while studying, your son could actually write to learn history and geography in poem format because he's so passionate about English. So you can link the subject he's not weak in with the subject he's very strong in. And the third thing is his time. How is he spending his time across all these subjects? Try and see to it that he spends an equal amount of time, because he needs to build up the subjects that he's not so passionate about and not just focus on the subjects that he likes. The fourth thing is to tie in the practical angle of the subjects with the theory. So for example, you could take your son to the museum and make him visit maybe the relics from the past that are kept there, so that when he's studying his theory, he remembers those objects and therefore remembers his lessons. You could also go through YouTube links of the areas in the past that with regard to geography, if it's something to do with landscapes or riverbeds, you could look up stuff on YouTube for him, so to make it more interesting for him instead of just learning his lessons via the textbook. And I remember I had a history teacher who would draw up lovely maps. So for example, if an army was invading a particular region, so the stops the army was invading the region in, and the dates spread across that. So that would make it really visual for us. So when we had to answer a question, it was really easy to answer it because one would remember it so easily. And the fifth point is try and understand whether your child is a visual learner, an auditory learner, because that's what most children are. And you could take him to the movies and get him to see a movie that talked about that particular event in the past. So again, there is a tie-up between the movie and what he is learning. So I hope that helps to answer your question and helps your son to do better in the subjects that he's struggling with. So the 5 things are: the first one is get him to set his sights on his long-term goal and to remember that these are 2 small things that he needs to get over to get to his long-term goal. The second thing is to link the weak subjects with his strong subjects and to draw parallels and draw out the strengths in his strong subjects that he can use in the weak subjects. The third thing is to spread his time equally amongst all the subjects. The fourth thing is take him to the museums, tie the practical with the theory aspect. And the fifth thing is, if your child is a visual and auditory learner, take him to the movies, help him to draw maps and even mind maps. So for any further questions, do remember to email me on sunainaathena@gmail.com or call me on 05613999033. I look forward to that lovely feedback that a lot of you keep sending me. It's so encouraging for me to send out more valuable content for you. And do remember, I have wonderful coaching programs for teenagers and adults. See you then next week. Bye for now.